Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss about the introduction of project management. First, we will see the what is mean by project. We have the aware of this word. Project means which involves a large number of interrelated activities that must be completed on or before a specified time limit in a specified sequence with specified quality and minimum cost of using resources such as personal, money, material, facilities and space. Let us consider house construction is example for the project, and we know that when the construction of house is involving the many interrelated activities such as the planning, foundation work, wall and roof work, electricity work, plumbing work, carpentry work, painting. So we know that when the construction of houses involving the many interrelated activities, and we should have to complete this house within the specific time. Maybe 6 months, 8 months, that is depend upon the type of the house. Moreover, we have to complete this house project with the low cost and high quality, and we know that when it is possible mean we have to fully utilization of the all the resources and also have to complete these activities with a specific order. Let's see the examples for the project. So examples of the projects which includes the construction of a bridge, highway, power plant, repair and maintenance of an oil refinery or an airplane, design, development and marketing of a new product, research and development work, etc. So these are the examples for the project. Since a project involves a large number of interrelated activities, previously already we discussed. Therefore, it is necessary to prepare a plan for scheduling and controlling these activities. This approach will help in identify the bottlenecks and even discovering alternative work plan for the project. Next, we have to see the what do you mean by project management. We know that when the management means it is a planning, supervision and execution and evaluation, etc. So these are activities are involved. Similarly, here also project management is a process that allows a project managers to plan, execute, track and complete the projects with the help of a project team. To do this one, this project team must use a project management principles such as skills, methodologies and tools to lead the team members through the each of the project management steps which are known as the project life cycle. To complete the project by the project management using some techniques, that is we are calling as a network analysis, network planning and scheduling techniques for a planning, scheduling and the controlling. So these techniques are used to represent the project by network activities. So network activities is a graphical representation of the arrows, nodes for showing the logical sequence of various activities to be performed to achieve the project objectives. So in this model, we have to discuss the two types of these network techniques, that is the PERT and CPM. So these PERT and CPM methods we will be discussed later. Before that one, we have to see the some basics of the project management. So next we have to see the phases of project management. So in general, project management is consisting of the three phases, that is the planning, scheduling and control. First we will see the project planning phase. So this is the first phase in project management. So project planning phase is the, in order to understand the sequence or precedence relationship among the activities in a project, it is essential to a draw network diagram. The steps involved during this phase are listed below. So we will discuss this phase with the example of the previously we discussed some house construction example. If we want to construct the house means immediately we are not going for the construction work. First we have to identify the what are the various activities are required, such as design, foundation and maybe wall and roof construction, electrical work, plumber work, some painting work and carpentry work such as. So here also in the project phase, so planning phase, first we have to identify the various activities to be performed in the project, that is develop a breakdown structure. Okay, after identify the all the activities, then we have to determine the requirement of the resources for the each activities. For example, foundation work. So we have to identify the how much money is required for the foundation stage. Similarly, what are the materials are required? So which type of specified machineries are required? So these are all the activities we should have to list out. So in this one, second one, determine the requirement of resources such as men, materials, machines, money for carrying out activities listed above. So then after the determine the requirement of resources, then we have to assign the responsibilities. For example, for the foundation work or maybe painting work. So these activities are should be assigned for the respected people. Then we have to allocate the resources for the respected persons. Then you have to estimate the cost for the each stage. For example, foundation how much cost and water, so maybe wall and roof construction how much cost should be, maybe it will be required, and maybe painting stage how much money it will be takes place. So each and every stage we should have to estimate the cost as well as the how much time it will be take. So estimate the cost and time at various levels of the project completion. Next we have to develop the work performance criteria, and finally we have to establish the control channels for project personnel. That is in project where identify the all the people who will be responsible for the each task. Second one is the estimate the expected duration of the each activity, taking into consideration the resources required for their execution in the most economic manner. So third one is the specify the interrelation among the various activities. For example, interrelation activities in the house construction mean, for example, foundation and the wall and roof construction. So we know that one the after completion of the foundation work only, then the wall and roof work will be start. So here we should have to specify interrelation among the various activities. Then fourth one is the develop a network diagram. So previously we discussed network diagram is it's a graphical representation of the interrelation between the all the activities. So here in the scheduling phase we should have to develop a network diagram showing a sequential interrelation between the various activities. For this we have to following some tips, such as we should have to form a following questions to make a network diagram. So what are that one mean? What is the required to be done? Why it must be done? Can it be dispensed with? How to carry out the job? What must be precedence it? What has to follow? What can be done concurrently? May be followed. So these are the questions you have to form making of the network diagram. So next, fifth one is the based on these time estimations, calculate the total project duration and identify the critical path. So we know that one in the scheduling phase, we should have to estimate the time for the completion of the project and also have to identify the critical path. Mean we have to identify the which sequence we have to follow the to completion of the project. Then calculate the floats. We will discuss later what do you mean by floats, and these all we have to discuss in the PERT CPM methods we have to discuss. Then carry out resources smoothing exercise for critical resources. Then we have to identify the what are the critical resources are there. We have to identify taking into account the resource constraints and also have to identify the what are the constraints are there for the completion of the project. So this is the scheduling phase. So third phase is the control phase. So it is involving the by the following steps. The first one is the making periodical progress report. Here I have to making the report for the all the stages. So what is the planning and what is the execution? So then we have to shows the differences in the progress of the project at the each stage. Then I have to reviewing the progress. Then I have to analyze the status of the project and making the management decisions regarding the updating or maybe crashing or maybe resource allocations. So these you should have to give the report for the management process. That management process maybe take the decisions. So this is the control phase. So this is the some introduction regarding the project management. So thank you.